Certainly wouldn't want somebody's house burned down because they couldn't get to the fire hydrant, so.
More snow means more challenges here in the Red River Valley. Fire departments are encouraging you to remove snow from any fire hydrant on your property.
But who's responsible when it's on city property? Valley News Team's Joshua Peguero has the answer.
This is Will Reeves' first winter in Fargo after moving his family from Los Angeles. Reeves says he's still getting used to it all.
The first snow was different, man. It was definitely a learning curve. Wind was blowing. I started on the wrong side of the driveway. Took me a lot longer than anticipated, but honestly, my neighbor's been here. He's from Fargo, so he helped me out a lot, definitely.
The neighbor is Alan Anderson.
I like to get on out here and move snow. Some people think I'm crazy.
Anderson has a fire hydrant in front of his house that he keeps clear.
It takes 5 minutes to dig it out. It's no big deal, you know. I think you have to do your own. You got to help the city out once in a while.
But we saw several fire hydrants along 40th Avenue South that were covered in snow. Who's responsible for these? Just take a look at this fire hydrant, which is covered in so much snow. The snow is so dense and packed, I'm sinking. And I'm 6'3", and look at how I tower over this. The city of Fargo says these fire hydrants are plowed by the fire department on an as-needed basis. There's no city ordinance requiring you to move the snow if a fire hydrant's on your property, but it's strongly encouraged. According to the city, the fire department is proactive in making sure the more than 7,000 fire hydrants are cleared. In Fargo, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
We asked the city if firefighters would be clearing the snow around the fire hydrants we saw. They responded by saying they are flushed and examined at least once a year.
This continues to be the kind of weather where coats need to be zipped up, hands need to be in gloves or in coat pockets, and use the stocking cap if you have one. It's cold out. Let's go to Hutch for details on our No Wait weather planner on this Monday night. Hutch?
Well, we do have a little bit of a breeze out there, and with temperatures this cold, it's pretty dangerous as far as those wind chill values. That's exposed skin, how cold it feels on that. Here's a look at the wrap-up of snow reports from around the region. Fargo, 3 to 5 inches in and around the West Fargo, Moorhead area. Grand Forks, well, 5 to 7 there, and a lot of snow in and around Jamestown and Bemidji as well. Numerous reports of 4 to 7 inches of snow from the central Red River Valley into western Minnesota. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, the wind, there won't be a lot of it, but because air temperatures will be on their way down into the teens below zero, we're already in the teens below zero, we have wind chill values that will reach 30 to 40 below, and we're already there in Grand Forks. So, needless to say, bundle up, cover up the skin. Remember your four-legged furry friends as well. Give them some shelter from this brutal weather. I'll have details on even colder air temperatures the next couple of days and when we break out of the Arctic blast.
That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
Thanks. Make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecasts and conditions so you can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store. Download it for free.
This is a live look at a Burleigh County Commission meeting that could make it the first community in the country to refuse refugees. Commission Chairman Brian Bittner says public opinion in Bismarck is strongly against taking any additional refugees. The option of rejecting refugee resettlement comes after President Donald Trump issued an executive order allowing local governments to make their own decisions. Meanwhile, in our area, Cass County recently voted to accept refugees.
Authorities are looking for a Walsh County woman charged with stealing from the Cub Scouts. Christy Odell Moran is accused of stealing up to $10,000 from the Minto Cub Scouts. Court documents state that the theft happened 6 years ago when she was a main leader at the Scouts.
New details tonight about last Friday's standoff in East Grand Forks. It started when officers arrived at Gregory and Bradley Boldew's home to execute a search warrant. According to court documents, the two men refused to come out and threatened officers. Eventually, Gregory came out, and after some negotiating, so did Bradley. Now Gregory is charged with possession of meth, and Bradley is charged with assault, possession of meth, and unlawful possession of a firearm.
The mounds of snow continue to grow around your home. Police say those snow piles give intruders an advantage. They can use it to mask their identity or help them to even get to a second story. With the snow, authorities say keep an eye out for random footprints around your home, and don't keep valuables in your master bedroom because that's where burglars check first.
I try to knock it down around the fence too, so it makes it a little bit harder if someone was going to jump the fence. Anything that we do have that's valuable, we have in a safe that's actually secured to the floor.
If you see any suspicious activity in your neighborhood, call police right away.
This year, 92 people have died on North Dakota roads. In nearly half of all those deaths, the victims were not wearing their seatbelts. Now, through the end of the month, more state troopers will be out patrolling, looking for seatbelt violations, along with speeding, distracted driving, and impaired driving. The Highway Patrol says it hopes that by having more troopers in sight, drivers will make safer choices. Minnesota's Highway Patrol is also stepping up enforcement through the end of the year.
Fargo is one of the top 5 drunkest cities in the United States. The latest list from the news site 24/7 Wall Street says more than a quarter of Fargo adults drink too much, and nearly 30% of all Fargo driving deaths involve alcohol. Fargo sits at number 5. The others ahead of Fargo are all from Wisconsin, with the number 1 drunkest city in the U.S., Appleton, Wisconsin.
The latest youth risk survey finds that North Dakota high school kids are drinking and smoking less. It also shows that more students say they have seriously considered suicide, and more than 15% say they have even made a plan on how to do it. State Superintendent Kirsten Basler says solving these problems will take cooperation and coordination with other agencies. The results also show schools have made an impact when it comes to bullying. About 20% of students say they have been bullied on campus, which is down from about 24% in 2017.
Fargo Public Schools' lunch debt program is catching some heat. The state's American Civil Liberties Union and a North Dakota labor union says that the school district's policy of sending families with unpaid lunch debt to collections needs to end. The district policy says if families owe $60 or more, they'll be sent to collections and possibly reported to social services. The school district says unpaid lunch debt creates a hardship. And this year, Fargo Public Schools had $26,000 of lunch debt.
For the first time in nearly 8 years, local shelters may have to break their record of not euthanizing healthy cats. This comes after the rescue, Cat's Cradle, says someone abandoned their cats in an apartment, and now those cats are putting even more pressure on rescues. The nonprofit says at this time last year, it had 128 cats in its care. There are more than 220 cats now. Cat's Cradle says families who are willing to foster some of the cats would help area rescues from being forced to put down healthy animals.
A ringworm outbreak has closed the Humane Society of Richland and Wilkin counties. The shelter says it's shut down to the public until further notice. To get rid of the ringworm, the shelter's asking for donations of bleach.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, Landon's light continues to shine brightly in our community, how the foundation helped out local twins in the hospital.
And if you were out at midnight last night, you enjoyed 8 degrees. That was our high temperature for the day. Much of it spent below 0 this afternoon with blowing snow. 0, the high in Grand Forks. Even colder air is heading our way. I'll have details on that and when we warm up right after this.